Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Bashem, Rakakodash. Double honor to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone who do the word well and teach well. Shalom to all the sincere, Aki, and pushing truth, holding faith throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the sisters, the Aquafium, listening and being obedient to those been home, as well as to what they're scattered abroad. I say Shalom. Come back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, your heart's desire this lesson be edifying. Through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Shem Yahushua, Bashem, Rakakodash. This lesson I wanted to go into is going to be quick, straight into the point. As brothers are making their rounds on, the same topic, the Genesis or Sakara, whatever you want to call them, Israelites saying, I guess the heathens can be saved. Nine Israelites can be saved, which I got to see, watch the other Apostle Tar video on it, to get the fullness, of this blasphemous statement, but it's not far from them to say this, man. These are the same guys that's saying certain books, where are not what I don't even remember what dumbass statement I said. What was one of the outrageous statements these dudes be saying? Paul's writings, basically, they're not law, or some of these books are not written by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Or just they just waxing worse and worse, man. These guys have been showed, their nature, that is not in, Yahweh Shem Yahushua all the way up into the, beginning, that time where, they left, which, I don't really know the fullness of that matter. But I know, from the elders and apostles, all them always being prideful and hard-headed and things of that nature. Some guys, they, also them guys, they want, the limelight, man. They want to shine and things of that nature, man. And I'm young, but, you can just tell, that they're immature. They, like a young cat, on the block, man. You want to talk and all this and all that, man. Instead of, wanting to listen and learn, from the, the older crowd, which is the apostles, bishops, and elders. They want to start their own thing and look to where it's at now, man. Through, man. Which we believe, that's always the apostles are saying it. These guys have sold out, man, to Esau Edom for the bag, man, for whoever, their heart's desire, man. And Esau Edom is putting these guys up to these statements. Here it is, you were just saying, been saying it, man, from as far as I remember, man. Heathens can't be saved, etc. But now heathens can be saved. But like I said, man, starting with all the outrageous statements that they've been saying, man, of these certain books are not written, by Yahweh Shem Yahushua, or whatever, however, worded they put it. Paul's writings is not law or whatever. These are that same men. So them saying the heathens now all of a sudden can be saved is not far from their, vocabulary, man, because they've been going off, man. Their leader, I don't even know where he go. Guerrilla Hebrew, man. Just call him that, man. The Poindexter, man. He has been exposed, to some disgusting things, but you gotta look at the context. You gotta look at oh Lord. You gotta look at the context. Ain't no context, man. You know, these guys been off, man. And you got a lot of these Jakes, man, that's like Apostle Gabar too. Jake, it's like Apostle Gabar always say, man. They don't realize, what they're involved in, man. And a lot of these Jakes, majority of these Jakes, they're not in the truth, man. They're here for likes and giggles. Like our elder Apostle Tar always go, when he he make a video of these guys debating somebody new or whatever, man. He be like, majority of these people are just here, for if not all of them, for likes and giggles, man. But these are what these guys are, man. Likes and giggles, man. They do the things for this world, for entertainment. They barely even bring up, Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. Because they know they're not upholding, their name, man. They're just doing it for the bag. They're doing it for to be famous in Jake community, prophesying with fitted caps, and all this, man. Just through, man. This is 2 Timothy 3, and I didn't already ran on a little damn rant or whatever, but I started verse 1. It says, 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. It says, truth breakers, false accusers, incontent, if I'm not mistaken, fierce or farce, despiser of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh Shemel Shai. That's right, man. That's all them dudes is, man. It sums them up, man. They just lovers of their own selves, man. Lovers of their own flesh. How can they please their own flesh, man? Prophesying with fitted caps, man. Want to so-called look good. Bringing guns to the camp. These guys is not far, like, beloved brother Tazamach was going into it, man. These are the same guys, man, that been going off, man. So what we seeing, what they're saying now is just that prophecy being fulfilled of what them waxing worser and worser, man. Now, all of a sudden, you've been prophesying for so many long years, and you just changed a major part of the doctrine, man. Now the heathens can be saved. What are we doing here, man? Like the elder Kanak was going to it. Why are we here then, man? If they can be saved, man. It's really no point of us even being here, man. Why would they was given the power to rule over us if they, oh man, I'm sorry. It is in this man past life, this man George Washington, this man that took teeth of slaves and all type of mess. But he can now be saved, man. That's BS, man. There's other words to say, but we'll just leave it at that, man. It's straight BS, man. But these guys, they sold out, man. They definitely, sold out for the bag. Man, I think there was other Canuck that said that, here it is, they was Sakari, but now they Genesis, and everybody out of nowhere got new shirts. How can you produce them shirts that fast, man? But they've set up, that's what Esau do, man. They've been set up things, from way back then.